We have the infamous Lady Gaga halftime show. Lady Gaga took the stage at halftime. She really did take two stages, maybe three if you're really or four if you're nitpicky. First stage, she was on the roof. It was reported earlier last week and the week before that Lady Gaga really wanted to perform on the roof of the Houston stadium, and she was getting a little pushback from the Houston, stadium facility. There were security problems that they didn't want to have to deal with, especially with possibility of this being a target for an attack or something like that. They really didn't want to have to worry about having someone of notoriety like Lady Gaga up on the roof for a performance and then something goes horribly wrong. Whether it be outside influence or something happened with the structure of the building or whatnot, but she wanted to be on the roof. They didn't really want her on the roof, but guess what? Lady Gaga performed on the roof. Now she opened up her performance with a like just an extension from her national anthem performance from last year's Super Bowl, an extension of two great American. She sang two American songs. "This Land Is Your Land," and I think "America the Beautiful." Or no, "This Land Is Your Land," and I forget which one the other one was. If someone can remember that. But behind her, she had like 100 or 120 drones that were making the American flag. They were showing red and blue. They were doing all this stuff. Now, I thought it was great. I mean, she's got a set of pipes on her. It was all a cappella, and then she dove off the roof. And then in comes flying in Miss Lady Gaga or Joanne or whatever. And from there, she stood on her little, on her pen, on her like weird, creepy stool, kind of like Zool from Ghostbusters, as Daft said before, or Gozer, not Zool, Gozer. Um, and stood up there. She did a couple flying things and all that kind of stuff while singing her hit songs, and then came down on the stage and proceeded to rock everybody out with a guitar. And then she performed. The only song she performed from her latest album, Joanne, was "Million Reasons." Loved the shout out she did to her mom and dad. I thought she was. I thought that was very heartwarming. We knew if you follow her on social media that she was there with her parents and her sister, and resonated with the song. A lot of people, some people in some of the media networks out there, whether it was mainstream media or not, were really picking up on a story saying that because it was Lady Gaga, um, uh, it was going to be a politically charged, crazy Lady Gaga is going to come out and make some crazy political statement on, whatever of all her things. And even at the press conference for the halftime show, one of the main question that was asked to her, and was asked multiple times, was, "Are you planning to make some major political statement?" And so she said, "Listen, the only political statement I really make that you need to be yourself. You need to be you. That person needs to be that person. That person needs to be that person. I'm going to be who I'm going to be. You are going to be you. And we're all going to, enjoy ourselves and have a great time." She didn't have anything majorly planned, like wear something with someone's face on it, or, wear, something that, wear another suit of meat that represented something. It was elephant meat or donkey meat or something like that. She wasn't going to do that. She was given the opportunity of a lifetime to perform at Super Bowl in a halftime show coveted by many an artist throughout the years, and she wasn't going to spoil it on something so, you know not saying that it's not important, but something so, you know, something so like minuscule or minimal to the grander picture than make a huge political statement. Now that being said, she did have some political, like thoughts within it, um, within her performances. Now, one of her biggest hits was "Born This Way," off the album I think titled "Born This Way." Now, that song is an anthem to you being you. No matter who you are, no matter what race you are, or gender, or sexual preference, or um, uh, uh, nationality, background, or religion, you are the person that you want to be, and you be the person that you identify most with. And that was her political statement, was "Born This Way." It's her anthem of being you. It's not necessarily, it wasn't shoved in anyone's face. The lyrics did not change at all. The lyrics she sang, which some people thought was, yes, it did, because of the lyrics. Whether you're, I don't know the lyrics off the top of my head, but there's lyrics which she said so emphatically that people thought she changed the lyrics just for this, to make it a political statement. She didn't. Those are the lyrics of the song as it was written 3-4 years ago when it came out. So, she did have what people were looking for. She just did it in her own way. That being said, she kept this so short, and not short, but like the set was perfect. Hit after hit after hit. Nothing too extravagant. She had 2 costume changes. 3 if you count her getting out of the wires. But for the most part, she performed and that was it. She danced beautifully. She played piano for A Million Reasons beautifully. She performed her songs and got off the stage. And I gotta tell you, those are the performances that people will remember. Not the ones where you had 16,000, like last year's Coldplay played. But the only thing that people remember is Beyonce and Bruno Mars coming out. It was a Bruno Mars Beyonce performance, and Coldplay happened to show up. Coldplay had no rhyme or reason to be at the Super Bowl last year. If you would have just had Bruno Mars performing Uptown Funk, which was #1 at the time of the Super Bowl last year, and then Beyonce, who had just come off of releasing one of her songs from Lemonade, with the promise of a full album coming out, that's all you needed. Coldplay didn't even have to be there. Katy Perry, she did a great job. She performed, she sang, she put on the show that she usually puts on. Having Missy Elliott there really overshadowed her. Sometimes bringing people in, can really hinder your own performance. Bruno Mars is kind of the opposite of that. His performance was straightforward. He performed song hit after hit after hit. Red Hot Chili Peppers came out, they did one song and they were gone. And then Bruno Mars came back on and it was all about him. That is a good collaboration. But if you bring on other artists that are bigger than you at the time, then you're not going to survive your own halftime show. You're going to become the afterthought. If Lady Gaga performed and Bruno Mars came on, and I mean, if I look at, and The Weeknd, if The Weeknd came on and Bruno Mars came on, that's it. Lady Gaga probably would have been a thing of the past, or vice versa. So they did it very clean where they didn't have anyone there. Funny to talk about collaborations. There was a picture that Lady Gaga put on her Instagram and Twitter saying, making the kind of a clue as to, oh yeah, Beyonce is going to be at the at my halftime show. She performed Telephone, which is a duet between Lady Gaga and Beyonce. So, she wasn't lying. She just didn't necessarily say that she would physically be there, especially after Beyonce announcing that she's having twins. Congratulations to her and Jay-Z. Um, you know, but the artists that stick to just playing their songs, like a lot of the rock artists do, like U2, like the Rolling Stones, when you have just straight performance of your music and maybe you have someone come in and play with you, great. The more people you bring on that stage that are performing, the more problems you run into. Black Eyed Peas, you couldn't hear their mics for crap on the broadcast mix. And then Slash comes out to do Sweet Child of Mine with Fergie. They didn't have Slash's guitar going into the broadcast mix. So here you have Slash, who doesn't sing, which didn't really matter because his microphone didn't work. Like, microphones didn't work. And then you have Fergie singing Sweet Child of Mine, and all you see is a woman screaming. You see it, you don't hear it, and a guy wailing on a guitar that you're sitting there like, oh, well, I guess that's not working. And people could have called, had that been this past Sunday, they would have gotten trolled. Well, why wasn't Slash playing guitar on during Sweet Child of Mine? That would have been the end of it. Fall Out Boy had their chance to be on Super Bowl. They'll bring out a hip hop artist before they bring out Taylor. And if Taylor ever comes out with new material, which I doubt she will, she would have been a fun halftime show performance. But, where is she? So anyway, but Lady Gaga did a clean performance, one for the books, channeled the greats of Michael Jackson, channeled the greats of Beyonce, Bruno Mars, U2, Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, The Boss, Bruce Springsteen, really was able to channel all those great performances and just give us what we wanted, an entertaining show. Wasn't overtly political, wasn't horribly, wasn't a horrible, like, display of any one message. It was just, I'm here, I'm having fun, I'm playing the music I want to play, and I'm just here to entertain everyone. And I think that it was a great Super Bowl halftime show. One so much that I didn't have to use Febrez's product when I went to the bathroom. It was a fun Super Bowl for all us non-sports people. The trailers were pretty hot. The commercials were, for the most part, entertaining and fun. And that halftime show was one for the books. And I've got nothing bad to say about Lady Gaga's performance at the time. If I do, I'll tweet it. But I just a great night. It was really a great night, with the football game aside. Football game in it, it was an entertaining last 5 minutes of the game. But games like that are never over until it's over. And with some of these teams and some of these players, i.e. Mr. NFL himself, Tom Brady, game's not over until he's in the locker room. So, again, kudos to the Patriots fans for winning yet another historic Super Bowl, and to all the other fans of the NFL. We'll get them next year. That's all I could say. But I'll be back this next on Sunday. Probably talk about some of the new stuff that's been coming out. I know today Orange is the New Black's trailer came out, as well as news that the OA on Netflix got picked up. I started watching Magicians, and I don't know what channel that's on because I'm watching season 1 on Netflix. So if anyone wants to fill me in on where that is, we'll talk about Magicians. And some other stuff. I've been watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm watching season 3 on Netflix right now. And you know, that is now starting to intrigue me into watching the new series, the new season with it's on Sci-Fi. Thank you. Magicians on Sci-Fi. Cool. I'm for it. Legion airs tonight. The X-Men TV series, or X-Men-esque TV series, Legion, aired tonight. And apparently it's meant to be one of the best. It's meant to be so much better than even the Netflix series on Marvel. And oh yes, Iron Fist got a huge trailer drop. So we'll talk about those two, and maybe I'll talk about like Magicians or anything else that comes up within the next couple days. But if you want, let your friends know. Tweet at me. My Twitter shows up there. It's at the new nerd N town, not IN. At the new nerd N town. Hit me up on YouTube. Check out the podcasts. I did a show. I've been doing shows on Wednesdays. I'll be back on Sunday. We could talk about the Grammys. That might be good. Here comes all the social media stuff right now. There's my YouTube. There's the Twitch. And here comes the nothing. So yeah, check me out on all those social medias. Thank you so much again to Fire Pixie 2000 for hitting that follow button. It's free. For Azazpades, I'm sorry, you know, if you wanted to donate and stuff, but I just don't do donations. I don't really want to monetize too much just yet from this. But I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. Podcast should be up tomorrow from tonight's show. Tell your friends about it. Tell your family members about it, and we'll have some fun. Again, I'm back for pretty regular schedule. I might be doing a special stream because I just ordered a new desk to kind of fit the small apartment that I live in, and you know, make it a little bit more of a living space so that, you know, it's not as weird. Yeah, I figured he was trolling, but you know, gotta mention everyone. Thanks, Daff and C Otter for coming in and Crit Camp as always. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, go to twitch.tv/critcamp. You'll get to check out some of the, I think they're playing Small World with chat. So definitely check that out because we're going to be trying out Discord stuff. By all means, if there's any games or anything like that you want to talk about, let me know. Get me at Twitter, message me, or just tweet at me. I'd love it. I love friends. I'll talk to you guys later. I love every single one of you. I especially love you. You know who you are. And I will talk to you guys later. Please enjoy the wonderful, fantastic sounds. Bye!